Alright guys, what's going on? It's Carnage Defense bringing you another video today, and in today's video I have another gun to unbox with you. This is going to be another concealed carry gun that is very popular, so I wanted to go ahead and test it out and put it up against a few other guns to see how it does. So we're going to go ahead and unbox it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Let's go ahead, let's get into the video. Alright, so one of the first things you're going to see is this folder that has your Canic handbook in it and a couple other things. But we're going to go ahead and ignore that for now. Just like every other gun, it does come with a lock. And one of the nice things is Canic gives you a holster right off the bat so you can start wearing it as soon as you want to. Now, I am not going to be using this holster personally, but it's nice to have the option. And this is the Canic Mate MC9. One of the other things they give you in this box is a pinky extension for your magazine, so you actually have something to put your pinky on, which is nice. They also give you a magazine loader as well as a 15 round capacity extended magazine. And here is the 15 round extended magazine. They give you the little mini gun that is actually a tool, which is pretty cool. They also give you 2 back straps so you can fit it specific for your hand. They also give you a punch and 2 other tools, that way you can clean the gun. So overall, for a very affordable MSRP, they give you a lot of bang for the buck. And we are going to go ahead and compare it to the Smith & Wesson Shield Plus. In my opinion, this gun is basically a direct competitor with the Shield Plus because it is basically the same exact size. As far as dimensions goes between the Canic and the Smith & Wesson, overall lengthwise, they're exactly the same at 6.1 inches. The height, the Canic beats out the Smith & Wesson by 0.08 inches in height. The Canic is 4.52, the Smith & Wesson is 4.6. The Smith & Wesson is 1.1 inches wide. The Canic Mate MC9 is 1.12. So really, you're not even going to notice if it's any wider. And as far as barrel length goes, the Smith & Wesson has a 3.1 inch barrel versus the Canic has a 3.18 inch barrel. So borderline 3.2 inches. The Canic is at 21.27 ounces. While the Smith & Wesson is at 19.9 ounces. So as far as magazine capacity goes for the two guns, the Canic does have the upper hand with their flush fit magazine being at 12 rounds and their extended magazine being at 15 rounds versus the Smith & Wesson Shield Plus, the flush fit is 10, the extended is 13. Now, for me personally, one of the reasons why I decided to go with a little bit smaller firearm is because, just like the same reason for the Smith & Wesson, I own a bunch of firearms that are just larger in general, like Hellcat Pro size and up. I don't really have that many small guns, so I wanted to kind of dabble a little bit and get some smaller guns, not only for content purposes, but also, in theory, they're a little bit easier to conceal carry. For the price, this gun has a ton of features, and I'm going to go over them with you real quick. So this Canic Mate MC9 is optic cut, which is super nice. It has blacked out rear sights and a white front sight. It does have an ambidextrous slide release. The magazine release is not ambidextrous, but you may be able to switch sides on it. I'm not 100% sure. This gun does have a couple back straps that you can swap out on it, which is super nice. The Smith & Wesson does not have that. This gun has a fantastic trigger, although I wish that it did have a wide, flat trigger shoe, kind of like the TTI Combat has, but this one isn't bad by any means. It has a very crisp break, and it's a very good trigger. I just personally wish that it had the flat trigger shoe. That's just me. Canic is known for having amazing triggers. This one here is no different, so you can definitely feel the take-up. So once you hit that defined wall, it's just break, and that's it. It's a very crisp break. And here's what the reset looks like. It's very short. That's it. It is a very good trigger. And then the other thing that this has is the firing pin indicator. Not something you have to have, but if you are new to firearms, it is nice to have. And it does have the accessory rail in case you want to put a flashlight or laser on your gun. This gun does have pretty good stippling, but just like the Smith & Wesson right up here, there is no stippling whatsoever. So if I had to pick on it a little bit, I would say that definitely needs to have some stippling. The stippling here is not as aggressive as the Smith & Wesson stippling is. So personally, that is something that I believe they can improve on. But as far as everything else goes on this gun, it's pretty damn good. Now, I don't know how true this is, and I haven't done a whole lot of research on it, but I did hear that the Canic Mate MC9, specifically this one, is not drop safe, which means if you drop it, it will go bang if there's a round in the chamber. Unfortunately, I started hearing about it after I bought it. Go figure. That is something to keep an eye out for. If this gun is not drop safe, that is definitely something to consider. Now, personally, I like that there is a flush fit magazine, which is nice, but my pinky does overhang just a little bit. I do like that they have an extended magazine, and that feels much, much better. Now, the only thing that I don't like is this magazine here does not kind of fill in the space right here. So when I'm gripping it, it's kind of just an empty place right here. The new magazines that they're coming out with these does fill in that gap, so I will be picking one of those up. But for a very affordable firearm, this is a very good deal, if it's drop safe. Personally, I don't go around dropping my guns, throwing my guns, you name it, so it's not something that I really have to worry about, but it is something important to know because I know that there's clumsy people out there, and that would be a bad day for someone. So yeah, that pretty much concludes today's video. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Canik Mate MC9. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one.